My name is Broner. Some of you may know me by my professional name, which is Dr. Alan Broner. And because of the paraphernalia that I'm wearing, you might even recognize me as one of the co-founders of Jack's Gourmet. I'm here by the invitation of Chaim Schmidt on behalf of the kosher scene, who has invited celebrity chefs to do cooking demonstrations, but he's interested in us regular folk who have no professional training whatsoever, just foodies who love to cook. And I am here in that capacity. I am not representing Jack's Gourmet, but just as a personal favor, as an individual who loves to cook. Today's dish is going to be a chili dish, which is very, very easy, one pot, quick to make, and I think it's a great way for us to start on a video. Even though I am not representing Jack's Gourmet, the ingredients that we'll be using for this dish will be the Jack's Gourmet chorizo patties. We'll be using an onion, a bell pepper. We'll be using a kidney bean, or any kind of bean that you like. We'll be using diced tomatoes, a tomato sauce, and some vegetable oil. In my case, we're using canola oil today. We will start by dicing an onion. And I'm assuming that you know how to do that, but in case you don't, we cut off both ends, and then we slice down the middle from one end to the other, and then it becomes rather easy to peel off the outer layer. So once we've peeled the onion, we cut from the top end of the onion to the bottom end of the onion. Now, some chefs will make a horizontal cuts, but in this case, I'm looking for a larger dicing only because of the texture that I want to achieve. And I will make the vertical cuts, and then I will slice this way on the onion. And you'll also see that even though we didn't make the horizontal cuts, and it looks like these are large pieces, because of the layers of onion, it all falls apart into smaller pieces anyway. I've chosen a yellow pepper. You could use any kind of pepper that you like. If you like green pepper, fine. I was told a long time ago by a so-called makubal of nutrition that green peppers were basically poison and that I should avoid them at all cost. And I have found that green peppers repeat on me, but none of the other colored peppers ever do. So I've chosen a yellow pepper because, again, we eat with our eyes as much as we eat with our palate. And I think that visually it's a nice color contrast to use yellow so that it's juxtaposed against the red of the tomatoes and the brown of the meat, and it will give a more visually appealing look to the meal. So once we've diced our two ingredients, we're ready now to saute these ingredients. And just a helpful hint, I like to use these squeeze bottles. It's very convenient for dispensing the amount of oil rather than using a big bottle and pouring in too much. I like work out of these squeeze bottles. I'm using some canola oil, so it doesn't add any of its own flavor, and it has a higher burn temperature. And that's the kind of sizzle I like to hear when I'm adding an ingredient, knowing that the oil was hot enough. And we're just going to basically sweat the onions just to bring out some of the natural flavors of the onions without having the raw aspect of the vegetable. I'm not looking to caramelize it. I'm not looking for any browning. I'm just looking for it to become translucent. You can see now that the onions have taken on a translucent look, and there's no browning on it. It's just smelling delicious also. And we'll just remove that from the flame, and we'll put it into a dish, holding it just for a while. Once we've removed the onions, we can now add the diced peppers to the dish, to the same pot. And again, we're going for the same thing. We're just going to be sweating it. We're not looking for any caramelization. We don't want any browning. We just want to bring out the flavors of this sweet yellow pepper. And you'll also see how visually appealing it's going to be when we add the yellow to the red, to the brown, and it makes for a pretty looking dish. This is really a very simple dish which will appeal to probably the man in the house who really likes spicy food, and for the women and for the kids who also remarkably enjoy very spicy food. You'll also note that the Jack's Gourmet chorizo patties are so flavorful that that will be the only spicing that is going to be added to this dish. Once the peppers are now properly sweated, we can add that to the onions. And we're not going to add any oil at all to the pan, because now we're going to break up the chorizo patties into the pan, and they will render their own fat. So we're not going to add any more oils to this dish. Now that we've finished sauteing the diced vegetables, we're going to saute the Jack's Gourmet chorizo patties. And there are 4 patties in a package of 1 pound, so it's a 1/4 pound each. I'm going to put all 4 of them into this chili. And what I'm doing is I'm simply breaking apart using 2 forks. That's the technique that I use. I'm not looking for any particular size in the pieces that I'm breaking apart. As a matter of fact, varying the sizes. Again, it's for textural mouthfeel. Sometimes you want to have a small piece in your mouth, and all of a sudden you like to get surprised with a larger piece of meat in your mouth. The object here just is simply to break it apart. Now that we've fully broken apart the chorizo patties, and you can see that the meat is cooked through, no longer pink, but it's now cooked, we can reintroduce the sauteed vegetables that we did earlier. Right back into the one pot. Now we're going to add a can of diced tomatoes. And then to this we're going to add kidney beans. Now you can use any bean that you like. If you like pinto beans or some other kind of bean, you could use your preference. I happen to like kidney beans. We are going to add a can of tomato sauce. Now basically what we have here are all pre-cooked or cooked ingredients. So the only thing we need to do right now is just wait for this to come up to edible temperature. When everything is nice and warm and ready to eat, we can plate it. So we're ready now to plate. And I'm going to garnish it with some taco chips. Great thing to have with chili. You see that I've now plated it with some taco chips, as you would find in a good restaurant. You'll find this to be a very hearty dish. It will appeal to the pepperhead in your family, and I'm sure you'll find that it was very simple to make, one-pot cooking, and I hope you enjoy this recipe once you taste it. Thank you.